Okay, so this is part 2 of my tutorial on views. When reviewing the last video, I noticed something. These colours here, they don't need to have a, what do you call it, like a hashtag at the beginning of it. I changed it. Let's have a look. See, what it was in the last video, we had one there and I forgot to put one on that, yet it worked anyway. So it seems like you don't have to put the hashtag there, which is quite good because I'm always forgetting. Right, okay, so on this one, I'm going to try and cover the other 3 views that we've seen. So this view, and this view here. Okay, so I'm going to do it, I'm going to create some space here and do it all before the Win 2 stuff starts because we're not bothered about the second window, we're creating it all in the first window. So the first thing we're going to do is create our view 2. Same as before, ti.ui. You notice that we don't actually have to put the whole titanium, you can just put ti for short, which is clearly loads better, you don't have to type it all out. Dot create view, same as before. No, look, got this instead. Create view, and we've got all our brackets, yep. And same as before, we just set what we want it to be, the width of it. So I'm going to select width of 300. Just have a look at it. Oh, that's the wrong one. This one's 300. This one, we're going to do this as 150, same as the previous one, so it fits up there. Okay, 150, comma, and its height. Want it to be the same as the previous one's height. Which did we set that view as? At 140. Okay, 140. And again, we're going to make it 5 from the top, and instead of 5 from the left, I'm going to make it 5 from the right. And this is the bit that makes us different from the other views. We're setting a background image for the view. Okay, now I've already actually added this background image to where it has to be. We'll set that up just now, but this thing over here, this resources, is actually just the file path that exists on your computer. So this is the folder wherever my project exists. Well, actually we're in the wrong one here. See, Windows tabs views. We've not actually added that background image yet. So this resources here, we need to add an image to this resources. So let's find that. It's called Wildcat. So I'm going to do a search on here for Wildcat. No slide, find that. Wildcat. Okay, and I'm just going to drag that over to my resources folder. Copy links. So wildcat.jpg, and that should be it. But we kept forgetting this the last time. Well, I say I did. So we need to add this view to our window. So in window, add view 2. Let's just make sure we've done this correctly. Yep, there we go, that's added that. Right, the next stage, what was the next thing we had to add? Go back, my project, this one, picker. So, we're going to put this picker in another view. Oh yeah, I think it might be useful if we break up all these views because it can get a bit confusing. So, if I call, not for the tab, the view, I'm going to do some comments and I'm going to call this my Canadian view, just so it's all broken up and easier to see. Create switch, blah blah blah. Okay, this is my background image view. That makes it easier for me to see what code belongs to what. okay, so this will be our picker view. Don't know why I decided to put the word array there, but never mind, it did. Okay, var view 3 equals ti. It's guessing, gets in the way sometimes. Okay, view, same as before. Now then, the width of that one does actually span the whole of our application, so we'll put width 300. The one at the top's 140, so leave a bit of space between that and make the height of it, well, the top of it, let's see where we want it from the top. I'll say about 160, because the other one's 140, so that should give it the 20 pixels between. So top 160, mirror on it, left, so about 5, the same as the rest of them. Height, I'm going to say about 100. Now I'm going to add a border onto this, so let's set our border colour, which we'll just make black. We didn't need to do that hash, but we'll do it anyway, because I'm used to doing it. Border colour, and we select our border width, otherwise it will just be 1. Now I want it 2, so we can see it clearly. And I'm going to make it rounded corners. Let's just have a look. Yeah, see that nice rounded corner effect? That's what I want. So, like the CSS3 option, we just select a border radius 10. Okay, and that should be us. All we need to do now is add this view to our win. So win1 dot add view 3. Let's add the picker. Var, just call it var picker equals ti dot ui, put it as a capital, dot, oh dear, create picker. Okay, now so we've created a picker here. We need to add data to it. Now the data is what we're going to store as the rows, so we'll just call that var data, and it's going to be an array, so we'll create it like that. And we just select the key to create the keys in the array. So at index 1, we're going to create a picker row, which is ti.ui dot create picker row. Yep, it's known how to do that. And what we do is we just give it a title of, we call it pick me. Right, so that's our first index. We'll add about 3 more, so I'm just going to copy this and edit it, saving me typing it out every time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, just change this index 1, 2, 3. Pick me. You can see it's a picker. Like everything else in Titanium, we have to add this data to our picker. So our var picker dot add data. Okay, so that's that. And the other thing, if we don't do this next part, well, let's do it first and then I'll explain it to you. Picker dot selection indicator. If we don't do that, then it won't be highlighted what we're actually selecting. So that's why we select that to true. Otherwise, it is clear, it is the one in the middle, but it puts a blue sort of sheen on the one that's currently selected. So that's useful, so I like to do that. Now all we need to do is just add this to our view and view it. Hopefully this time it should be there. There we go. It's a picker, and that's the blue I was on about. Let's just take this line out and you can see what I mean. See? No blueness. You're not really sure what you've picked. I mean, it does select it when you click it, but I prefer the blueness, so I'm going to undo that. Okay, and the last thing that we're going to do is just create a web view. So I'm going to do that. In fact, first of all, I'm going to comment this out, web view, so that I know where I am. So var view 4 ti.ui.create. Oh, why does it keep doing that? UI.create view. And we want it to span the whole window, so width 300. Let's put that in this. I think it does work without the quotes, but I just prefer to do it because I think on Android it might be a bit funny about it if it doesn't have the quotes, so I like to put that in. We'll say 265 from the top. We've worked that out by, that's going 160 from the top, and height, that's why, yep, add 100 to that, that's 260, so it's going to be about 5 pixels from the other one. So top's that, and I think what we'll do is we'll add a border colour on. You can use just the actual names, should be fine. So we need to add view 4 to the window, don't we? Hang on. So add view 4. Let's just check that works. It should do because there isn't any crosses or anything. Yep, here we go. All we need to do now is fill that with a web view. So let's call it just simply var web view equals ti.ui. It's done the API thing again. Oh, that is annoying. Create web view. And what we do, really simple, we just set the URL of our web view, and we used Google in that, so why not? In fact, I might use my website, so we'll use my portfolio website, and that is at nicolaelvin.com, and that's it. All we need to do now is add our web view to our view 4. We'll put it in, we'll move this down here just so everything's done in order. So view 4.add web view, and then down here we've got win1.add view 4, right? So fingers crossed. It's loading something. Let's hope my website isn't down. Maybe it is, it's taking its time with it. Ah, here we go. There's a lot of images on that first page. There we go, that's loaded that up. So you can click in that. Within that, that's just like having a web page, just like an iframe really. Okay, so that concludes part 2 of our tutorial.